so you've lost the weight. Let's go.
That's a big feat.
That's huge.
Big.
But now what? We got a new chapter ahead of us that we need to have the right approach to. Now what, Trainer Joe?
I remember one of the guys did my program. He lost 95 pounds in like 5 months. And he was literally nervous. He was like, man, what do I do now? You know, he's like, how do I eat now? Because he was used to eating this much. He went down to this much to lose weight quickly. And now he's like, I got to eat more now. And he was nervous about that. There are some things you're going to need to do because really, your journey has just begun.
Right. That's a cool way to look
that's
at it.
the problem. A lot of people feel like the journey's done. And what happens?
They go back to old ways.
Old ways, thinking that something's different enough inherently that the weight's not going to come back on, and that's a huge mistake.
Well, let's dive in. You're not just going to kind of approach or dive into how not to gain the weight back, but this is more of just like your new life. What's your new life need to look like?
New life. Number one, you ready?
Yep.
Get rid of your fat clothes.
Not going back. You are not burn them or give them to someone else, but you are not going back.
Well, I'm going to ask this question. Why would you keep your fat clothes? Why would you keep, let's say you lost 50 pounds. Why would you keep, you were at 210, now you're at 160. Why do you keep the clothes for a 210-pound person?
Because...
what's going on in the mind?
Yeah, it's almost like, well just in case. No.
That kind of life, that life wasn't all that bad. Yes, it was. Get rid of them. That really is weird to me that somebody would be like, well, I'll keep these. I think they're in this routine they've lost before and they gained it back. They're like, do I really want to risk having to go out and buy new clothes? Heck yeah, you do. You deserve that punishment. You gain it back, you deserve to have to spend some more money.
Try not to push too many things on here. Sensitive microphone.
Sensitive mic.
Okay, keep going. What next?
Number 2, plan for an ongoing battle. Plan for an ongoing battle.
That's good.
Too many people are like, well, I'm done now. Oh, good. That was a great experience. I'm done. No, you've just begun. Now for the hard part. It really is. Now for the hard part. You did this thing. You had a goal. You knew it would be exciting, and you knew you wanted to be in this new place. But guess what happens when you get to this new place? It didn't solve all your problems. And people are like, well, I'm going to be happy now. Well, not necessarily. You're still... You still have these other things going on in your life, and because it didn't make them completely happy and fulfilled, there's this thing that says, might just go back. Why not enjoy some of this stuff that's so wonderful? You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
So you got a plan for it. So they'll stop doing what worked.
Yeah, you don't want to be surprised when you encounter kind of a resurgence of some of these old struggles. But now you're ready for them. You're prepared for them.
Yeah, and something that I wrote down that I think is important. Because as you lost weight, you were in this calorie deficit. Now you get to maintain this energy balance. And what's that going to look like? Because you are still going to have to do without. And I think one of the mindsets we have is that, oh good, now I don't have to do without anymore. That's not true. You're still going to be, it's like you're continuing to diet the rest of your life. You're continuing to do without things you would like to have the rest of your life. You don't suddenly get to eat whatever you want just because you're no longer losing weight.
That's good. But you might be bringing some stuff back in.
You bring some stuff back in.
And it's still going to look different than prior to the 80-pound weight loss.
You're still saying no to things you would like to have. That's where a big piece of the mindset that no, you got to continue on this road that denies yourself things you would like to have. And we don't quite know how to manage that long term, which is why I have a phase 2. It's like, come on in here, spend a year with us doing it this way.
Sure.
Number 3, and we get this question a whole lot on
this
YouTube.
Is interesting. Even just
what am I gonna
seeing
do?
this one, I'm kind of like, oh, it's interesting that you put that down. But yeah.
Well, I've been doing this a while, and I see people lose a lot of weight.
Sure.
And one of the things, they got now hanging skin. And they wish they could naturally not have hanging. Can I lift weights? If I lose weight slowly?
Tighten everything back up.
I just want to tighten it all back up.
Yeah, I get
Brother, you did it. I'm sorry. But if you lost 100 pounds, you really think your skin's just going to zap back? I remember the pastor, Wayne Smith.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of sad for some people to hear.
It is, but I remember Wayne Smith was in the hospital. The real well-known pastor, loved pastor, died a few years ago from here. And he said, I was in the hospital and the lady was doing something and trying to find a vein and poking me. And I'm like, what's going on? She said, well, you're the one that ate it. You made it this difficult for me to find a vein. And she said it in a nice way, and he was like, I did it, because he was an obese man.
Was he?
And it was like, what are you gonna do? You did it. Now you don't want any of the lasting ramifications. They're gonna be there 99% of the time. So what are you gonna do with it?
Right.
I recommend, because I had a lady lose 200 pounds quick, and I was like, and she said, I'm looking into the skin surgery, and I'm like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you consider that? Especially when it's that dramatic, insurance will probably cover it. Insurance will cover the skin removal surgery if a doctor says it's necessary. It's medically necessary. It'll cover it. So I would look to doing that. Tummy tucks are one of the most popular surgeries you can have. Now, do you need to do that? If you're fine with loose skin, that's great. But you did all this stuff. Part of your motivation was probably, I'd like to look better. Well, I may be a little more vain than that next guy, which is part of the reason I've not gained the weight in the first place.
Sure. Most of us want to look good.
We want to look good. Why wouldn't you consider the skin surgery? At least look into that.
Okay, that's an interesting one, but I think it's cool. We're getting practical. I like the practical. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, this one may be a little less practical. Number 4.
Okay.
Ask yourself if the work you put into losing the weight was worth it. Was it worth it? Would you tell somebody, you know what, this was too hard. You know what, I skipped too many desserts. You know what, I missed too many parties because I knew it wasn't going to help. You know what, I didn't have second helpings on foods that I love. I wish I could go back and have those desserts and remain fat. I wish I could go back and have those second helpings. You see why this is important? Because I see you have a bewildering look on your face. They need to reassure themselves this. You would think it would be easy to say, no, wait. Because I ask people that a lot of times during my program, do you wish you could go back to 2 weeks ago and eat the dessert that you skipped because it wasn't part of our plan? In the moment, it's difficult. But when you look back, you're so thankful. I'm so thankful I did that. I'm so thankful I made the sacrifice. I'm so thankful I stuck with it. I'm so thankful I went through the difficulty that got me to here.
Wow.
And you need to have that inner conversation. These inner conversations are what make us or break us. And if you're not reassured that I did the right thing, I'm so proud of myself, I would never go back just so I could have that cheesecake that I said no thank you to. I would never go back to that. And it's really easier when you look back than it is in the moment. But you need to look back. You need to say, that was good. That was wise. Because you're going to have to continue that.
Wow.
Right? You're going to have to continue that. And it needs to make sense.
And to me, it's almost like make yourself note cards, kind of like we talked about in the last couple of videos, the 40 tips, and just plop that somewhere where you'll see it, and it'll just become more and more ingrained.
It is. It's a renewing of the mind. And one more thing along number 4 here is, when you look back and you think, I gave that up, ask yourself, what am I really giving up? What am I really giving up? Not just to lose it, but to keep it off, because you're going to continue to make sacrifices to keep the weight off. What am I really giving up? Am I giving up something of value, something important, something lasting, something that brings joy to my life? No, you're giving up something that gave you some instant gratification and robbed you otherwise. It robbed you otherwise. It robbed you of future joy, future contentment for this momentary gratification. We've got to get to where we see that it's stealing more from us than it's giving us, and that will fuel us.
Very good. Very good. Going deep. What's next?
Number 5 is help somebody else. What's the best way to learn something, for something to go deep and be ingrained, is to teach it.
That's good.
Teach somebody else how to do it. It's kind of like give back, because when people will join my program, a lot of times they know somebody that did it, and they're nervous about what's going to happen. But it's like, somebody helped you. You need to help somebody else, because it really does take it to a deeper place. And when you start saying, this is what I did, this is how I did it, there's a little more of a conviction that this is this is good, this is right, this is me now, when you start giving it out. It's kind of like it's the Dead Sea. You know, if it just comes to you and stops, there's not the life there that if it comes to you and keeps flowing, right? Pass it on. What's the word you do when you buy somebody's meal and then they buy somebody's
send
meal?
Send it on to pay for the next person.
Yeah. There's a saying for that.
There's a saying for it. Yeah.
There's a saying. What's the saying we're trying to think
next,
of? Not pass it on, but
pay it forward. Pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Yes. Good. That's a good one. That's practical as well.
Good young brain at work.
Yep. Well, it's still kicking. What's next?
Are we on number 6?
6. Oh. Okay. Let's tweak this one a little bit. So,
okay.
You said consider writing a book.
Consider writing a book.
Could that extend to maybe consider discussing your journey on a social media platform?
Of course, yes.
Podcast. Starting a podcast, making an Instagram that's kind of dedicated to your own journey, but you got a book on here. Ambitious, baby.
So to be fair, I would say to most people, why don't you write a book? Whether you've lost weight or not. Everybody has a book in them. Oh. But once you do something that you look back and you're proud of and it's meaningful, I would always challenge somebody, why don't you write a book about that? Especially when it's 100 pounds, 200 pounds. Yeah. I have clients that have lost in excess of 100 pounds. The one I'm thinking of lost over 200 pounds. Like, that's a book.
That's a book.
And again, why would you write a book? It's not just for others, it's also for you.
Yeah.
What it does, and you processing this and thinking about this. And a book is so wonderful because it's really, you can hand somebody everything you want to tell them. Everything. And I love that after I did my book, which is this one right here. It's Only Food. Would love you. If you haven't read my book, please read my book.
At this point, you should read the book.
I just love that I can hand this to somebody and it's like, this is everything I want to tell you.
Yeah, it's sweet.
About weight loss, except for what I'm going to tell them in book 2.
Hey, let's go. This book, can we say this book is a bestseller? I don't know what constitutes a bestseller.
Surely it's up to bestseller status.
But it really has, especially here on YouTube and the people that have been following along.
On YouTube,
they've greatly been appreciating this, and we've been selling a good amount, which is a blessing.
Yeah.
Great. All right, consider writing it, guys. You got permission from Trainer Joe.
2 more.
7.
Number 7 is watch 2 TV shows, 600 Pound Life and Alone. They are just really good with helping you maintain a perspective, keep the right outlook on it, and maintain motivation. When you see the guy getting in the shower, unable to wash his body, and it's like, what the hell, this poor guy, and he can barely move, and he barely fits in the shower, and there's rolls everywhere. You begin to see, this is ridiculous that I ever let myself get
80 pounds overweight.
80 pounds overweight. It's crazy. And it just is amplified when you see somebody that's 500 pounds overweight. It's like, well, that was you just in a different extreme. And we all have that. And I don't exclude myself. I have had extremes in my life that I'm not proud of that were like, how did you ever? How did you ever? And we've got to look at it and begin to see it more honestly. How could I ever live that way for more than a day? Right? Week after week after week, doing this thing that is just destructive. So watch some shows that help with your mindset, help remind you, and help encourage you. And those are 2 that I would do.
I would add, maybe find a audiobook or audiobooks that you can feed yourself.
Yes.
That also just fuel that. Like, this is maybe where I used to be, and I'm not that person anymore. And now I'm finding other people that I can resonate with. It's good.
I would agree. Anything that's encouraging along those lines of renewing your mind into this healthier way of pursuing life.
Great. Number 8.
Last one. 8. Ready for this one?
This is maybe the most unusual one on the whole list.
Mm-hmm. Reassure your partner of your love. And when I say partner, I don't say it like some people. What the heck is a partner? Your spouse. It's mainly what I'm thinking of here, right? Who do you love? The person you love, what are they wondering now? You just lost 75 pounds. How is your partner feeling about this? you may think, wonderful. Well, it may not all be wonderful.
And you've done this long enough where you've seen.
I've seen it, and I've wondered. I'm like, man, that guy looks good. He used to be morbidly obese. Look at him. Because I've had a few clients that didn't seem to have much lasting results. Like, they look like they were never overweight. And he's strong because he's been working out. I'm like, that guy's a different guy.
Boom.
Va, 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 boom.
Boom. When Shrek turns into a man, that's how they look.
And then suddenly the spouse is like, why'd they suddenly get all excited and lose that weight and they look great? You need to let your partner know, the partner that, if you don't mind me saying, tolerated you being overweight, put up with that
Embraced
for
it
10
even.
years, embraced it, loved you, and hugged you. You need to go to them and say, thank you for that. And I want you to now know, I ain't going anywhere. I love you, baby.
I'm sticking with you.
All half of me. Love you, baby. I'm sticking with you. Because there can be some wondering about that. And I would ask, what did motivate you? You know, because a lot of times there's this new relationship, something new in somebody's life that suddenly losing weight's easy because it's exciting for them. You need to make sure they don't feel that you're less excited about them than you were.
Fascinating.
Isn't that true, though?
Okay. Yeah.
Did I say anything that wasn't appropriate?
You just gave 8 that...
Good stuff?
Stuff that maybe some people don't think about. Maybe some people have started thinking about it as they're getting closer to their weight loss goals. Yeah. Well, I was curious.
Not everybody watching this has lost the weight. Some of them are wondering, what am I going to do after I've lost the weight?
Sure. Which out of these 8 stood out to you the most, guys? Some very interesting ones. Several different directions.
Get rid of your fat clothes. Plan for ongoing motivation. Consider skin removal surgery. Ask yourself, was it worth it? Help somebody else. Consider writing a book. Watch the shows. Reassure your partner.
Yeah, which one stood out to you the most? Which one intrigued you the most? Maybe something that you've not thought about at all, but now you're like, oh, yeah, that is something that's going to pertain to me. We want to know. And make sure that you have gone back and watched our last part 1 and part 2, 40 of your best tips for a mental shift, the mental side of weight loss. People are greatly appreciating those videos, and they're kind of foundational.
I know on the last one lady said, she said, I really resonated with your bonus one. So we gave a bonus.
Oh, the bonus? People like the bonus.
I don't know what the bonus was. I don't remember what the bonus one was.
You just
need to go back and look.
Cool. All right. Guys, until our next video, Train Joe, train your brain.
And transform your body.